Yo, what is up, you guys? I'm DeAndre.
I'm Billy Loomis.
Nah, I'm just kidding. Nigga, you got an identity crisis or something?
I'm Javante.
And this is Dre and Jay. And here today to do a review on Scream. Scream 5, I will call it that.
Just
no matter,
Scream,
I don't know. Shut the fuck up. I'm calling it Scream 5. I don't give a fuck what the fuck title says in the movie. It is Scream 5. We know it's Scream 5, goddammit.
Alright.
Either way, Scream 5, you know it's the recent one that just came out in 2022. Goddamn. Alright?
Yeah.
Good?
I'm good.
Okay. So this review is going to be non-spoiler. If you want to see our spoiler review, be sure to click on that one if you've seen it. But yeah, so non-spoiler. I will say I did enjoy this one. I thought heading into this movie, okay, Wes Craven's gone. He's not directing this one. How will they, respect this franchise without ruining it? And, just seeing it did pay a lot of homage to Wes Craven's earlier Scream films, especially the first one. Paid a lot of homage to, the setting and those characters. Well, of course, the setting, because it's always most of the time it's always in Woodsboro. But also the characters from the original movie as well. And, it had a little bit of a twist. I will say some of the main characters that you expect, Dewey, Sidney, Gale, they're not really, the main characters in this film, as you would expect from, the previous 4 installments of this franchise. Obviously, this movie establishes a new main character who has a bit of a connection with someone in the prequels. And that's something that we saw in the trailer as well when they were talking about all these people, all these kids that are sitting around are connected to the original characters from the franchise, with the original killers and whatnot. So I respected this movie. There were people who were saying like, one thing I heard was that the violence in this movie was more than any other Scream movie, and I didn't really feel that, Like, I didn't think the violence was too much, too gory. I think I've seen other versions where it's worse, other movies. But yeah, I mean, those are some of my first early thoughts. I'll let Javante speak.
I disagree with some of the stuff you said. Like, when they first announced this film, we saw the resurgence in horror films, especially with films that were being brought back from originally coming out like the 90s, like the 90s coming back around. We saw Halloween did a great job with it. To me, Candyman did a great job with it. And so I had high hopes for this film. I thought it was gonna be good. Seeing that first trailer, it sold me on. I was like, okay, I think it's gonna be darker. I think it's gonna have a nice tone to it. At this point, I enjoyed this film a lot. I would say I like how they did bring back the characters. Like they pay a lot of homage to Wes Craven and what he created with this world. And I'm glad they didn't just bring the characters back just to bring them back. Like Sidney Prescott, Dewey, and Gale Weathers, they all were brought back for a reason. It actually made sense why they were brought back. It wasn't like, oh, we're just gonna throw them back to some fandom. You know what I mean? Show some fan nostalgia. Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of fan nostalgia in here. A lot of stuff that for the hardcore fan. Even some of the scores, some of the music that's played throughout the film. I don't know if you call them that a lot. The film, like the car, I don't know, we'll talk about that later, but like, there's a lot of score, there's like a lot of songs. The music in the movie's a lot from like the original movie and from the other movies after that. So that was dope. It's the small things. And as far as the kills and the goriness, I thought it did more than a lot of Scream films, if I'm gonna be honest. You had a lot more like kind of like horror that we see now, where they can't like knives going through the hands and like the necks and stuff like that. Like, we saw a lot more. It's more than usually like think about Scream's usually like a slash. You don't really see too much, and he's going. It ain't really like, oh, we're going to detail and show you him doing shit that.
Well, I don't know, because the last movie we saw, the girl that he caught, like literally her intestines were hanging out. So
that's the only movie. That's what the first movie, right?
No, I'm talking about the fourth.
Well,
yeah, both of them honestly, Scream 4.
Yeah, that's the only scene you got.
But Anthony Anderson with the fucking knife.
That wasn't that bad. That wasn't that bad though.
There were certain.
This film had a lot of like the kills that we're used to with Scream. I thought some of the stuff was like a little more like. They stuck with the screen. They showed you more on screen, but as far as
I guess when
the kills, they remind me of this. Go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say I guess when they said oh, okay, this one is more like gruesome than all the other versions. I'm over here thinking with the recent Halloween movie. The recent Halloween movie that shit was fucking gory.
Yeah, but Halloween, Michael Myers is a different kind of killer than Scream.
Well, no, I get that. I'm just saying, but as far as like how different it was from previous Michael Myers movies to this one, you know?
Well, it depends. 'Cause you look at Rob Zombie shit. Rob Zombie shit's very graphic.
Yeah.
But yeah, I give you that. I mean, they're also different kind of killers. Like every slasher is different. Like I don't expect. I mean, Freddy does some crazy shit too, but I don't expect him to do what Michael does, and I don't expect him to do what Jason does. You know what I mean? So it's just like, but for me, the kills were cool. I guess they weren't as creative, I would say, as you probably would want, but they worked. You know what I mean? They were cool. The cast itself, a lot of star talent in the cast. You know, a lot of up and coming actors. A lot of people have done actors and actresses. A lot of people who've done great work already as it is, but I enjoyed the cast. You know what I mean? They weren't annoying. I felt every character actually had a part that made sense. You know, did anybody annoy you? I don't think nobody really annoyed me. No. As far as the main cast.
Like, I mean, nobody ever really annoys me in the Scream franchise.
No.
Well, I would say the third
Scream 3 out of that short-haired girl.
Yeah, the third
was a bitch.
The third movie, there were for sure some people I didn't like.
That girl's annoying.
But I think that's the point, is that they're actors in Hollywood, so they were kind of supposed to be acting bitchy and whatnot, you know? I don't know. This one, it definitely has a little bit of a different twist in the beginning. Like it takes something that is so common in a lot of the Scream movies, and I'll talk about in the spoiler review, but it's something so common in the Scream movies, and this one, it was like a little bit of a different change. And, you know, that's one of the things I also love about Scream. This movie points out fandom and points out the fans' perspective of movies in general and horror movies. It takes that into account as well. So I really respected this movie for what it was doing, what it was trying to do. And, I won't say that it's my favorite Scream movie. Obviously, I still think the first one is my favorite. The fourth one is my second favorite. I'll probably have to watch this one a few more times to decide whether it's better than the second one. But it's definitely better than the third one, if you ask me. So I'll say that.
Yeah, I'd like to see a couple more times before I'm ready to decide on anything. But I will say, I think Guy made a good point with this Scream. Like the Scream universe is just so much different than any other horror film. I think that's why it's so iconic and it has always been enjoyable, especially if you're a horror fan, because it does take other horror film and it references a lot. So it doesn't try to be like, oh, we're in this, like, you know what I mean? They try like, oh, that doesn't exist. They take everything that happens and they basically go outside that universe, say like, hey, that's the movies, but like this is actually like, you know what I mean? Just it's weird to say, but like, you know what I mean? And I think that's one thing that Scream always had going well for itself, and why this franchise has always stood out amongst other horror franchises. It has lasted as long as it had. But I think this film I think this film, not that it was needed, but I think this film did its part. It didn't try to just drop something and just say, hey, we'll make another film. And I'm loving the resurgence in horror, man. I'm loving to see these classic 90s films be brought back. And, not just scrapping everything that's been done before, because I say get rid of the fans, but just adding on to it and pushing new stories through it and stuff like that. I think that's a great thing. I hope they do it with Jason. And we've seen it with Halloween. I hope they do it with Freddy again. I hope we see a lot of characters. You know what I mean? Chucky series is doing amazing, but like, a lot of these characters, iconic characters from the 90s, I'd love to see done. But I'm excited for the rest of horror and what we have for the future with, all this new products coming out and stuff like that. I like the film.
Yeah. I will add this last. I feel like if they ended with this movie, I will be fine with it. I think this was a nice way to end the Scream franchise.
Yeah, I think you can if you want to.
But obviously, with Hollywood and movies and making money, they probably will venture out and continue. If they do, I don't know. Like, I really would have to, look into how I'm really curious as far as what they can do. Obviously, we'll talk about it more in the spoiler review as far as what we think. But those are my thoughts. Like, if it ends now, I feel like this is a nice conclusion to the Scream franchise. But we'll see. But if I had to give Scream 5 or Scream a rating, I'll probably give it like a B minus.
B minus.
B minus.
For me, man, I look at this franchise. I'm just happy this franchise is back. I know there's a lot of Scream real diehard fans out there. I'm happy for y'all to be able to have another film out there, because for a while there, back in 2013, 2014, 2015, I thought Scream was done because we were getting them damn MTV shows. So I thought Scream was done as far as being a big blockbuster type movie or something like that, because we were getting shows. So to see that, years later, of course, it has been brought back, and now we get a release of it, and it's back in the theaters, where it should be. It's dope. So for me, I guess film also a B plus. That's just initial thoughts after seeing it. I definitely want to see it some more. Probably see it a couple more times just to be able to get my real feel for how I feel about it. But yeah, I agree with DeAndre. I give it a B plus.
I say B minus.
No,
But
B plus for me.
okay.
But yeah,
You know, maybe if I watch it again, I might give it a B plus. I don't know. We'll see. But yeah, those are our thoughts on Scream. You know, our initial thoughts after watching it. Let us know down below your thoughts on Scream 5 or Scream. You know, whatever it's called. Let us know down below in the comment section. If you enjoyed this review, be sure to like, subscribe, and be sure to tune in for more. Also, be sure to check out our spoiler review where we discuss spoilers and, you know, talk about the plot and everything. But yeah, and also let us know your favorite Scream movies down below. Rank them if you want to. But yeah, that'll be all, you guys. I'm DeAndre.
I'm Javante. Definitely try out this film if you guys are Scream fans. You haven't seen it, check it out.
Deuces.
Deuces.